So, when you hear the phrase atomic satellite, what do you picture? For a lot of people, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction. But for India, this isn't sci-fi. It's the very real, very near future of its space program. And it's an absolutely fascinating story of how India is pioneering a whole new era in space, building satellites powered by the atom itself to truly conquer that final frontier. Okay, so let's get right to it. What exactly is an atomic satellite? Is it some kind of weapon circling the Earth? Are we talking about a Death Star in the making? Well, no, not even close. The reality is actually way more practical and, honestly, a lot more revolutionary. It all comes down to two fundamental things that any serious spacefaring nation needs: a source of nearly endless power and the ability to keep perfect sovereign time. So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with India's big ambition here. Then we'll dive into the twin challenges of power and time. After that, we'll see how solving those two unlocks the future. And finally, we'll take a look at the geopolitical hurdles that lie ahead. First up, the challenge of power. You see, for any mission that dares to go far from the sun or tries to survive in really extreme conditions, like the long lunar night, power is absolutely everything. And this comparison right here really gets to the heart of the problem. Solar power has been a workhorse for us, but it has one massive weakness. It needs the sun. Go into deep space and it gets really feeble. And on the moon, it's completely useless during that brutal 14-day lunar night. Nuclear power, though, that's a different story. It's like a constant, reliable heartbeat, pumping out heat and electricity for decades, no matter where you are. The solution is this incredible device called a radioisotope thermoelectric generator, or RTG. The easiest way to think of it is as a long-lasting nuclear battery. It has no moving parts. It just sits there, harnessing the natural, steady heat that comes from a decaying radioactive element and turns that heat directly into electricity. This is the exact technology that powered legendary NASA missions like Voyager and the Curiosity rover on Mars. And now, India is mastering this technology for itself. In what is a really landmark collaboration, the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, is working with the Bhabha Atomic Research Center to build their own homegrown RTGs. This is a total game changer. It'll make missions possible that were just a dream before, like the Chandrayaan-4 lunar sample return. It will let landers and rovers actually survive the lunar night and could potentially double their mission lifespan. But remember, it's not just about power, it's also about time. And this? Well, this is the story of a crisis that nearly crippled India's own navigation system, and how that very crisis sparked a massive technological rebirth. So, India developed its own navigation system, called NAVIC, specifically so it wouldn't have to rely on foreign systems, like the American GPS. But pretty soon after launch, a huge problem popped up. The super precise atomic clocks on the satellites, which were all imported from Europe, started failing one after another at an alarming rate. You see, the original satellites, they each had 3 of these imported clocks. But eventually, 5 entire satellites became useless because all their clocks failed. So to fix this, India's new generation of NVS satellites are being launched with 5 clocks each, and this time they include indigenously developed ones. It's a huge boost for redundancy and reliability. And this wasn't just about a technical fix, it was truly a matter of national sovereignty. By building its own space-qualified atomic clocks, India is making sure that its military and civilian navigation services can never be held hostage by anyone else. It's all about achieving strategic autonomy with just incredible, pinpoint timing accuracy. So let's put it all together. You've got endless power from RTGs and perfect time from homegrown atomic clocks. What does that mean for the future? Well, let's take a look at the incredible roadmap these technologies are unlocking. The ambitions here are just staggering. We're talking about a lunar sample return mission by 2028, growing the space economy to $44 billion by 2033, and even building India's very own space station by 2035. And the ultimate goal? Landing an Indian astronaut on the moon by 2040. And the potential of nuclear tech doesn't even stop there. It could also completely revolutionize how we travel through space. Something called nuclear thermal propulsion is about twice as efficient as our current chemical rockets. What does that mean? Well, it could cut the travel time for a human mission to Mars from over 7 months down to just 4. Incredible! But look, this bold vision isn't just a straight shot to the finish line. India faces some pretty significant challenges, both on the ground and in the increasingly crowded and competitive arena of space. To really pull this off, India has to clear several hurdles. It needs to solve some major supply chain bottlenecks for its homegrown atomic clocks, and that is no small feat. It's got to reform its old 1962 Atomic Energy Act to let private innovation in, which is a really politically sensitive issue. It has to navigate an intense strategic rivalry with China, a huge competitor in space. And it has to manage the complex local issues around getting land for new nuclear facilities, which, as you can imagine, often faces public resistance. This quote really gets right to the heart of why all of this matters so much. In the 21st century, space is a critical domain for national security. Having independent, resilient technology like atomic satellites isn't just about cool exploration anymore. For a nation like India, it's about survival. Which leaves us with this final thought. India has set a clear and incredibly audacious goal for itself. By mastering the atom to provide limitless power and perfect time, it's laying the foundation to make that vision a reality. The only question is, will it get there?